To begin this Islamic tile design project, you're going to grab that worksheet. On that worksheet in the upper left corner, do you see the arrow? I want you to start your design from there. That is going to actually be the center of the final project. Draw out your design using pencil. Then retrace it in Sharpie. I want you to think about the fact that you can't have tiny, tight details because we're going to trace this into styrofoam. That fat Sharpie helps you keep your details from being too small. Grab the thin tracing paper square. Retrace your whole design. Do this in pencil again. Set aside that worksheet. Now you need your little square of styrofoam and that traced drawing. Flip it face down and trace over it using a ballpoint pen. They work the best. You're going to press hard, press right through that tracing paper. You're going to tear the tracing paper. That's okay. You are trying to dent into the styrofoam piece. Go ahead and throw that piece of tracing paper away. We're going to retrace your design into the styrofoam. You'll only be able to see it a little bit. Take that same ballpoint pen and retrace your lines, pressing hard so you make a nice, deep indentation into the styrofoam. Go ahead and grab a set of washable markers. It's important that they're washable or this won't work. You're going to color directly onto the styrofoam. Don't get it inside where you've traced those dents that you've created. Stay up on the flat white surface of your styrofoam. Use lots of colors. The more colors you use, the brighter and more interesting your final print will look. You can also overlap colors. You can mix two colors together and get a different color when you do the actual print. Okay, you've gotten the tile, the little styrofoam tile colored. It's time to print it. Grab a bunch of scratch paper and put it behind the page in your sketchbook and get a wet sponge. My sponge was not dripping, but it was very wet. Press on your sketchbook page till that paper is very damp, saturated, but not dripping. Take that styrofoam piece, place it face down, give it a little massage. You need to give it a second. You need to rub, and it will pull the ink from your styrofoam tile. Now, your first print, it's not going to come out great. It's going to look pretty blotchy. Do it again. This is practice. You need to practice. Recolor your styrofoam piece. You can try different colors now or stick with the same. And try pressing it again into your sketchbook page, maybe playing with using a little more water on your sponge or a little less. It depends on what your problem was. If your print looked blotchy and dry, your sponge needs to be wetter and you need to make sure the paper gets more damp. If it came out runny and all the colors bled together and you had a big mess, your sponge was too wet. You need to have a little bit more control with the water, okay? Much better. I used a little bit more water this time. Okay, it's time to set up your paper. Grab a ruler, grab a new page in your sketchbook or on the paper you've chosen to use for this project. And give me a cross, making sure there'll be room on the page for you to print your tile piece 4 times. Okay, it's time to repeat the process. You are going to color your tile again. Use your sponge in only the area you want to print. And you're going to print this tile 4 times, rotating it around that center axis of the cross you drew on the paper. Feel free to switch up your colors if it makes a more interesting design. Take a moment and erase out any pencil marks that show, and then finish this project with a border. You may use your markers and a straight edge to draw a nice clean edged border around your artwork that really enhances the colors, or you may choose to mount it on a square piece of colored paper.